咁啊 essay writing 嘅題目咧就唔係 DSE 獨有嘅，咁過往 A level 嘅生物科其實都已經有噶啦。咁啊好多同學咧其實都對 essay 係有一種莫名嘅恐懼嘅。咁其實好多同學咧都好驚 essay 嘅，驚咩咧？第一就係驚做唔到啊，10分嘅梁 Sir 大嗱我做唔到啊，因為你花晒啲時間做頭嗰10條。當然啦，考得試嘅就梗係想考高分啲啦，係咪？衝多粒星翻嚟威威都好啊。咁所以啦，當真係要做嘅時候啦，佢哋要面對第二個恐懼啦。我知條題目問乜嘢，但係我就唔知答乜嘢好。我個腦入面好多嘢，我都唔知揀邊樣去寫，唔知寫乜啊。所以佢哋就樣樣都寫啲，喺個腦入面有嘅嘢就寫落去。呢度就會衍生下一個問題啊，就係做唔晒。今次嘅做唔晒唔同做唔到啊，做唔到係到都到唔到呢條題目啊嘛。我到呢條題目噶。但係我真係太多啦，我寫都寫唔到，寫到離題我又唔知道。總之又有少少嘢關事咧，我就咪落去。呢個都係大家對 essay 嘅恐懼。所以今次梁 Sir 解 essay 嘅方法咧，會同過往解長題有少少分別嘅。過往嘅長題咧就話俾你聽啦，嗱，成條題目咧考嘅係呢啲 concept， 你答呢樣答嗰樣咧，嗱，咁即係回應到條題目啦，咁就 OK 啦。但係今次 essay 咧，我要做多一個步驟，就係話俾你聽成條題目嘅思路應該要點樣做。所以成條題目點樣拆解呢？可以點樣將一條長題目拆解變成短嘅題目呢？呢個就係寫 essay 嘅技巧啦。BIO 嘅 essay 同答通識嘅 essay 咧係萬變不離其宗嘅。當你睇完條題目之後啦，你要揾翻成條題目嘅脈絡係乜嘢？有咗成條題目嘅脈絡之後呢，再結合埋一點出發，你就會知道冚啲咩嘅概念落去。Sir 成日教你哋嘅，每條題目係總有啲嘢想考你，佢唔係咧考晒所有嘢嘅，考某幾樣嘅啫。你就要學識揀翻啲啱嘅嘢出嚟。另一個恐懼咧就係10分啊，10分啊，要寫好多嘢啊，梁 Sir。其實咧大家都心裏明白嘅，10分入面有3分係溝通分，即係話你只係答7分或者8分嘅內容咧，都好夠皮噶啦已經。但係梁 Sir 教寫 essay 嘅方法咧，係教寫晒10分嘅內容。我10分都係內容嚟嘅，我唔會理會溝通嘅，因為只要你夠內容，即係你個基本功夠紮實嘅話，去到下一步就係如何將你嘅答案表達出嚟啫嘛。個都係梁 Sir 會教你哋嘅整體嘅思路啦，同埋成條題目嘅鷹架啦。你對啱位答啱嘢就得噶啦。其實一條 essay 10分，其實佢只係將2-3條3分、3分、4分嘅長題目冚埋一齊嘅啫。佢唔係考緊你嗰啲咩 firstly、secondly 嘅。咁你答咗唔係話唔好嘅，多幾隻字俾個 marker 去睇下。哦，呢個第一段，呢個第二段，呢個第3段。哎呀，好有條理喎，同學。但係如果你有啲 firstly、secondly、thirdly， 但係入面都係一塌糊塗嘅話啦，你都唔會攞到溝通分㗎。我今日入題目之前咧都解啦 essay 嘅4大類型啦。咁啊 level 1、2、3、4嗱，留意下啦。level 1咧唔代表最簡單，佢係最基本啊。睇得多梁 Sir 片咧都知道啦，基本功係冇得妥協嘅。有好多嘢咧，我哋係學咗係要識比較嘅。動物細胞對植物細胞，紅血球對白血球，一條魚對一隻哺乳類動物，胰島素同埋高糖素，有好多嘢咧，我哋學咗之後咧係要比較嘅。咁但係佢係最基本咯，唔好以為咁樣好簡單啊！要你去比較兩款嘢咧，隨時都可以問到你瞓低啊。Level 2同 Level 3咧，分別就係描述同埋解釋翻生物學嘅現象或者一啲原理啦。而 Level 4咧就係日常生活嘅例子或者一啲個案嘅分析啦。俾少少例子大家去感受下呢4款題目嘅分別先。但係有一樣嘢咧，大家一定要留意嘅就係4款題型唔會獨立出現，佢哋係會溝埋一齊嚟問嘅。睇題目你就知道啦。第一條題目咧，要我哋比較嘅就係豆科植物同埋哺乳類動物嘅胚胎喺個保護嘅層面嚟睇，究竟有啲咩相同同埋不同呢？第二條啦就係比較一個開花植物同埋哺乳類動物對於一個乾嘅環境，究竟佢哋點樣適應到佢呢？佢第三啦就係葉綠體同埋線粒體咧，都係能夠製造 ATP， 不過佢哋製造 ATP 嘅方法又有啲咩相同同埋不同呢？呢3條題目都係講 compare and contrast 嘅，但係其實佢都滲咗 level 2同 level 3嘅 concept。第一條題目就係要我哋描述下隻生物究竟有啲咩嘅結構係同個保護咧係有關係嘅。第二條咧就要我哋去解釋下開花植物同埋哺乳類動物係點樣適應佢，即係你要解釋下佢呢個身體結構啊，佢呢個動作啊係同一個乾嘅環境係有啲咩嘅關係呢？而第3啦，都要我哋描述下，例如喺光反應究竟發生咩事啦， 喺 oxidative phosphorylation 又發生啲乜嘢事啦？到 Level 2啦，就係問描述咯。第一條咧係較為純粹嘅，就係講緊光對於一棵植物嘅成長同埋發展有啲咩影響。條就有啲巧妙啦。第二條題目咧就係講緊啦，溫度對於動物同埋植物佢哋嘅生理過程咧有啲咩嘅影響。咁當中有動物有植物，係咪都有少少比較？雖然佢題目冇叫你去講，但你知道當你諗嘅時候咧，唔可以淨係諗埋一面嘅。3條啦，描述下 lipids、protein、nucleotide 究竟係隻生物咧嘅基本功能。但係我又要你俾例子我，兼且提出解釋。咁即係你要解釋下脂肪啦、蛋白質啦，喺某一個嘅情況底下，究竟點樣用得到？咁你見到第3條題目就係 Level 2同 Level 3嘅結合啦，係咪？第3啦，又要解釋啲嘢啦，解釋下咧，當一個哺乳類動物啦，做緊運動啊，同埋靜止休息緊嘅時候咧，究竟佢係點樣去控制住佢嘅血液循環嘅咧？究竟背後有啲咩嘅機制咧？你要解釋下啦。第2啦 ，give an account of， 其實都係解釋，就要我哋解釋下血同埋呼吸空氣嘅關係，分別就係氧氣同埋二氧化碳。血係點樣獲得氧氣、獲得二氧化碳？如何去運送氧氣、運送二氧化碳，甚至乎釋放氧氣同埋釋放二氧化碳嘅呢？咁當中係咪牽涉埋氣體交換啊？去到第3咧，就話俾我哋聽啦。變異咧對於演化係非常之重要嘅。我哋解釋下從有性繁殖同埋基因突變嘅角度，如何引致到有基因嘅變異咯。首先你係咪又要描述下有性繁殖有啲咩嘅過程係同基因變異有關係，而基因突變有啲咩嘅例子你都要描述下，從而再解釋翻點解佢哋會導致到基因變異啦，係咪啊？所以都係一啲 Level 2同 Level 3嘅結合。好，去到 Level 4，日常生活或者一啲個案分析。第一條，乜嘢係愛滋病？點解佢喺現代社會係引發咁大嘅關注？咁首先你咪講下咩叫愛滋病？呢個病係一個乜嘢類型嘅疾病？點樣傳染法嘅？跟住啦，點解大家咁關注啊？因為原來個傳染率好高嘅。點解咁高啊？第2條啦，就係討論下，如果我哋個身體停止咗細胞分裂，會引致啲咩嘅問題呢？然後再解釋下，如果冇咗細胞分裂，會有啲咩問題啊？可唔可以做到成長同埋修復啊？可唔可以做到繁殖啊？其實都係隱藏咗描述同埋解釋嘅影子啊。去到第3條啦，又係好落地嘅題目嚟嘅。餵哺母乳咧就係對 BB 仔係最好嘅。其實好多媽媽咧當餵哺母乳嘅時候咧，都面對好多嘅困難。我問下我哋啦，餵哺母乳同埋食奶粉究竟有啲咩好處同埋唔好處？其實第3條係問緊你比較，佢唔係問緊你比較相同同不同。佢係比較緊好處同唔好處，你唔會淨係講好處唔好處噶嘛，你都要解釋下噶嘛，係咪？所以啦 ，Level 1、2、3、4都係一個宗旨嘅啫，基本功冇得妥協。咁對於 essay 嘅題目啦，我哋有多少少嘅理解之後呢，咁而家大家咧 download 翻呢份工作紙先，就係咧俾我哋第11條題目嘅。咁大家對住嚟聽嗰段片呢，你就會知道成條題目個脈絡究竟點樣去建構，同埋點樣表達你嘅答案出嚟啦。So for essay writing, they are not that special for HKDSE. They also appear in the HK Advanced Level Examination But no matter for HKA level or HKDSE, some students, they are afraid of essay type questions. The first fear is that they do not have time to work on the essay type question because they spend a lot of time on the first 10 questions. So even they have chance to read the questions, they don't know how to write on it. They may be able to understand the question, but there are a lot of ideas in their mind.They don't know how to pick up the suitable concept and write on the essay. So they choose write down everything in their mind on the paper. So it leads to another problem is that they do not have time to finish the essay type questions. In other words, they don't know how to write the essay. So when Mr. Leung is talking about the essay type question, do not only talk about the concept checking, the curriculum mapping, you need to answer this, you need to answer that. But also, I will tell you the whole scaffolding, the logic flow to present your idea. Essay type question in biology is highly similar to the liberal studies essay. After reading the questions, so you gather some question word, you need to find out the skeleton of the whole essay. combine the skeleton with the curriculum mapping, and then you can express the concept in a logical way. And for the 10 marks essay question, you know that there are 3 marks for the communication. Therefore, there are around 7 to 8 marks for the content. However, Mr. Leung, what I'm going to teach you is the full marks content. In the video, don't ask me that, oh, Mr. Leung, is it necessary for us to write that long? Yes, because we focus on the content first. It is our basic fundamental steps. And the next step is to express yourself in a logical way. And that's the way to get the communication marks. So the point is, if you already have the 10 marks content, and then you express them in a logical way, you must be able to get the communication marks. You can see that there are 4 levels of essay type question. Level 1, compare and contrast. Level 2 and 3, describe and explain biological phenomenon or principle. And for the level 4 is the daily life issue or case study. So for this level 1 to 4, the key idea is, don't think that level 1 is the easiest question. Level 1 is just the basic question, fundamental one. We learn a lot of the biological concepts, plant cell, animal cells, red blood cell, white blood cells, fish and a mammal, and insulin and glucagon. So a lot of concepts we learned before, and we should be able to point out the similarities and the difference among different concepts. So even there is a level 1 question, so it can be a very difficult question. And the second idea I would like to tell you is, in a essay type question, you find different levels, concepts in the question. It may combine level 1 and level 2 together, or combine level 2 and level 4 together. So I show you some example. So for level 1, compare and contrast. So we need to compare and contrast the embryo of mammals and the leguminous plants with respect to their protection. So you see that we do not only do the comparison, and we also need to describe how can the structures of the mammals and the plants provide the protection. So for question 2, we need to compare the flowering plants and mammals about the adaptation to the dry environments. So you need to explain that how can they adapt to the dry environments, but not just compare and contrast, right? And for question 3, both corpus and the mitochondrion are involved in ATP production. In what ways are their ATP production processes similar to each other, and how do they differ? We are comparing the photosynthesis and respiration. So you need to describe what is happening in the light reaction or the oxidative phosphorylation for ATP production. So you can see the combination of level 1 to 4 in the question type. So for level 2, describe the ways in which light affects the growth and development of plants. So this question is a bit pure. So for question 2, discuss the effects of the temperature on physiological processes in plants and animals. So you can see 2 subjects, plants and animals. You cannot just talk about one side but not talking about the other side. And for number 3, describe the functions of lipids, proteins, and nucleotides in living organisms, and illustrate your answer with example and provide explanations where appropriate. So you can see that this question combines level 2 and level 3 skills. And level 3, explanation. Explain the mechanism which maintain an efficient circulation of blood in the body of a mammal when at rest and during intense activity. So you can see 2 different situations, at rest and during intense activity. And then you need to explain the mechanism of the blood circulation. So it's the combination of level 1 and level 3 skills. And for question 2, give an account of the role of the blood in the uptake, transport, and release of the respiratory gases, which are oxygen and carbon dioxide. So you need to explain the role of the blood in the uptake, transport, and release of oxygen and carbon dioxide. 2 subjects, right? Although you do not need to directly compare these 2 gases, you know that there must be 2 paragraphs for the oxygen and carbon dioxide respectively. And for question 3, Variations plays an important role in evolution. You are going to explain the sources of genetic variations that arise as the result of sexual reproduction and mutation of genes. So you need to recall the concept of sexual reproduction, production of the gamete, meiotic cell division. You need to describe what is going on in the cell division. And also the genetic mutation, any types of genetic mutation you can recall and then do the explanation. Put them together with the genetic variation. And for the level 4 daily life issue and case study, question 1, what is AIDS? And why is it a cause of concern for modern society? So for the first part of the question, you need to do some description. What is AIDS? Which type of disease it belongs to, infectious disease or non-infectious disease? How is it spread? How is it transmitted? So you need to tell me first. And then to explain that why it is a cause of concern for the modern society. Question 2, discuss the problem which would arise of our body stops carrying out cell division. So you need to describe the basic function of cell division. For the mitotic cell division, you need to talk about the growth and repair. And for the meiotic cell division, you need to talk about the gamete production and for the sexual reproduction. And explain why these processes are important for our body. For question 3, breast milk is often considered as the perfect food for babies. However, many mothers face problems when carrying out breastfeeding. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of breastfeeding when compared with bottle feeding? So you can see that it's absolutely a type of level 1 question. Compare and contrast. We need to talk about the pros and cons of breastfeeding when compared with bottle feedings. It's absolutely the level 1 skills, but it could be a very difficult question. After the introduction of essay type questions, so you can download the worksheet for the following questions. You can find the worksheet in the description and in the comment section. Then we are going to talk about the question 11. So once you have the worksheet, you can follow the next video to find the skeleton of the essay question and how can we fit the concept in the essay type question and present your idea in a logical way.